What else is in here? Functional strength training. All right, that couldn't sound any more like CrossFit without being CrossFit. The plan is to do 25 minutes of work, and that's it. Everything else is going to be stretching. I'm actually going to be using my iPhone to capture. I'm going to be using my iPhone to capture audio through my earbuds, so I have something with continuous audio in case I go farther than the Bluetooth will reach from the phone. All right. Sled pulls and farmer's carry. I feel like a single tire is going to be extremely light, but I can make it a little harder by throwing one of these kettlebells inside of it. Let's see how it feels first. I figure I can do. Actually, I'll figure that out. Yeah. I'll do 2 reps with it and see if I still need to add some weight. Because your first rep, you always feel fresh. You always feel good on that first one. I think if I do add a little weight, it'll be the 35. Mostly because that's the only one I think I can fit in there. All right, farmer's carry. Let's take the 35 for a stroll. Started with the left hand. Brace that core. That's why I got back problems now. Not remembering to brace that core. Made it all about abs. It's not too bad. Not too bad for a first rep. 35 wasn't too bad. All right. Figure out where I put that, where I let the rope drop so I can grab it easier. All right, the rope is on my left. I started with my left. On the farmer's carry, get a little bit lower. Keeping that core braced. I'm trying to push out. What's that second set of abs? Not the abs where your six pack is, but the ones on the side of it. I'm pushing those out as if I'm wearing a weight belt. All right. That means left hand with the rope, which means right hand does the carry. How much time are we in? All right, not even 5 minutes. This isn't too bad of a workout. Like I said, I might mix in some Turkish get-ups at like the 5-minute mark or 10-minute mark or something like that. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, rope. Come on, rope. Let's go. All right. It is a little bit light. Let me see what I'm gonna do another set. All right, I'm dropping the rope to the right side. Boom, it's on the right. That's gonna remind me that it's gonna be a left side farmer's carry this next time. Seemed like the chain is actually adding a good amount of friction. I might not have to add any weight to the tire. If I do, it'll definitely be that 35, which means I'll have to carry I'd have to carry the 53 because I didn't bring my other 35 out here. I'm gonna try it. Let's see. All right, right hand farmer's carry. Right hand farmer's carry. Put this little bad boy in there. Actually, there's no guarantee it'll stay in there. Let's see what happens though. I don't think that's gonna stay. That guy's not gonna stay in there. Nah, there's not enough meat. Okay, so I can get the other tire. Pause the workout, get the other tire. Yeah, why not? Why not? Get the other tire. I think I overestimated how much meat is in these tires, like how much lip. It's not like monster truck tires. If I did have one of those, you know, one of those good old boy off-road tires. If I had one of those, I would be able to put the kettlebell in it, but I don't. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can pull. We can yoke up both of these bad boys. All right, let's see. Maybe on top. Maybe on top. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, yeah, looks like it'll work. Oh, yeah, okay. Right side, it's time. Good. Good. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty intimidated by trying to use that 53-pound kettlebell in a farmer's carry. Maybe if I wasn't starting from zero. It's wild. There was a time there was nothing intimidating about a 53. That was just the kettlebell. That was the men's weight, right? You expected if there was kettlebells in a workout, you were a man. You got that 53 pound, or what is it, 24 kilos. All right, right side. Let's go. Left side. Going back. Whew. We're at, oh, I didn't even restart it. You know what? Probably won't do it with the watch next time. The watch is a little bit of a distraction. Whew. Right side. Rope on the right is going to remind me that I got a kettlebell, got a farmer carry with the left hand. All right. What have I been thinking about? What have I been thinking about? Snakes. That's right. Snakes and spiders. So, when I was getting this stuff out of the garage, you know, I was considering that I'm probably causing some spiders to vacate, which makes me remember how much I like spiders. I think it's pretty impressive to control 8 arms and legs. And, but then I think about, I can control 10 fingers, you know, independently. And that makes the spider thing not that much impressive. Now, the web crawlers, that is pretty impressive, right? Especially the ones that add a little decoration to it. I mean, they're instinctively making art, you know? Sometimes it's like walking through a museum when you're on the trail that has left hand, right hand. That has a bunch of spider webs. A trail with a bunch of spider webs is like walking through a little museum. But the fact that I can control 10 different appendages independently, you know, as a human, think about playing piano, for example, or guitar, or harpsichord. Makes the spider thing not that impressive. Still impressive, but not, you know, not amazing. And then I think about octopus, octopi. English is terrible. Octopus have 8 arms and no vertebrae. And humans should be grateful that that meteor landed in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm not calling it the fucking Gulf of America. Anyway, because humans would not be as dominant if dinosaurs were still around. But what we should also be grateful for is that octopus, there hasn't been a version of octopus that adapted to walk on land, not a mammal version of octopus, because then we'd really be in trouble. They're brilliant and they don't have bones. Now imagine a snake. Snakes have vertebrae, even though they seem like they don't. Snakes have backbones. Left hand on the way back. Snakes have vertebrae, but imagine a snake that has eight appendages instead of just being one long appendage. Imagine that creature not having bones and existing on land. My God, we would really be in trouble. I mean, we'd probably be in the middle of a war with them right now. At least if we had evolved to be the kinds of species that go into a land and look to dominate and change it, as opposed to go into a land and live among the creatures that are already there. Then we would be in trouble. Left hand. It's only 10 minutes in, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I'm gonna need to add more to this workout. I think the Turkish get-ups are gonna have to be put on hold for another day. Hey. It's warm out, but there's a nice little breeze. My forearms, right side, my forearms are definitely gonna be the first thing to give out in this workout. It's one thing I love about CrossFit. You know pretty quickly which limbs or which part of your body is going to be the problem pretty quickly in a workout. It's definitely not my legs. It's my grip, my forearms, and my hands. Two tires is exactly the right amount of tires. I think we're going to get some water on the next round. Did I already do right side? I threw it on my left. I threw the rope on my right, which means left side carry. That's right. Let's do it. It's those little things that you gotta pay attention to when it comes to alternating sides. And I could be wrong. Pretty sure if I put this on YouTube, somebody will point it out. Like, hey, you did left hand twice, you know? Because it's very unlikely I'm gonna rewatch a 30-minute video that I started in. All right, so I just did a left hand carry, which means I need to throw the rope to the left. If I throw the end of the rope to the left, that's what reminds me that the opposite side is the side I need to carry kettlebell with. But anyway, octopuses, my God, it would be intimidating if there was a land version. That looks like a June bug right there. I'm pretty sure it is. Huh. I thought y'all had came and gone. I hadn't seen any June bugs this year. Well, actually I saw them once, like the beginning of July. Saw a few in the front yard, hadn't seen any since. Nature's idiot torpedoes. Idiot flying torpedoes. Gorgeous idiot flying torpedoes. And one thing I'm curious about is why did nature decide to make the underside of June bug so beautiful? Left side, right side carry. Here we go. A little bit of water. I've got creatine in my blender bottle. I didn't go too crazy, just one scoop. Because you need a lot of water with those. And if you're someone who is wondering why creatine, from what I understand, creatine helps the water go to my muscles and hang out there. And from what I understand, my limited knowledge of physiology and exercise science is that water is fantastic. Right side, left side carry on the way back. Throw the rope to the right. Pulling a sled or pushing a sled is one of those things you just don't want to have to stop once you start. 75 feet was pretty ambitious. Well, I'm gonna get through it. I know how to do. Wasp, I don't want any problems, buddy. Am I where you rest? And make sure I'm not where he rests. I don't have time to treat a wasp sting. I can't see where he went though, which could mean that he's on me. Oh. All right, rope on the right side, left side carry. Sometimes bees and wasps are just curious. Just curious. The best thing is just to let them be curious, let them figure out that there's nothing here to see, as opposed to showing them aggression, and they'll move on. That's based off of my experience of living in the South. That is not based on my book knowledge of flying insects. I even in frame. It doesn't matter. left side, right. Man, I hope that guy's not hanging out on me, because I really don't know where he went. Anyway, rope to the right, rope to the left, rope to the left. Get it down. Get down low. I brought my iPad outside to sit on my bench out there, and so I could look at the time without having to look down at my watch, and I can't even see the screen from here. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I do know what I was thinking. I was thinking that might work. And what I should have done is just brought the iPad down to the tree. I'm totally stalling because of how slow I'm going now to pull this rope. By the way, I bet that's what the wasp was interested in. He probably smelled that rope, and it probably smells like some stuff he could use for a nest. Where is the tip? Right side. Let's go. I think nature's gonna be good to me if I'm good to it. So, I don't expect to get bitten or stung today. All right, stand up tall. Stand up tall. Man, that 53-pound would have kicked my ass. It's just out here to be a right side. It's just out here to be a basically to be a marker. Right side. Throw the rope to the right. I'm burping up that creatine water. Oh, let's go. I'm not quitting in the middle of a pool. I'm definitely using more of my body weight. It's just like a good time to give a shout out to all my peers who are still active duty and who have left the service. Shout out to y'all who have stayed in shape. Oh, man. Gotta give props to y'all, man. I see some of y'all. Damien, still getting it in. Scott, still getting it in. Man, if you stay in shape, then you gotta get in shape, all right? You know? All right, right side. Stay in shape, you ain't gotta get in shape. I seem to go through these periods of eating poorly, allowing myself to gain a lot of weight. And every time I try to go back to being in shape, it gets a little harder. A wasp is in my head, so now the grass has got me jumping and stuff. Anyway, I think this is the last time I want to let myself get out of hand Yeah, that's definitely a June bug. What's up, buddy? Ah, the season's got you messed up, huh? Golly. Getting it in, baby. Getting it in. I'm doing what I can. So Friday, my 240-pound self, while skipping stairs, so I was jumping up the stairs. I was talking to customer service rep about HBO Max, and I got pissed off because they were like, why don't you try logging in through another device and changing the settings? And I was like, how disrespectful that you would say that to me. In my mind, how disrespectful you would say that to me, a tier 3 customer support, computer support person, you know. And I ran up. Karma corrected me immediately. Skipped some stairs. I tripped and fell down very hard on my big toe. Like hard enough to feel like it broke. And I did feel instantly corrected. And I also felt even more pissed off by it happening. Because, you know, I don't really need more reasons to be in pain. You know what I'm saying? And so, turns out what happened is my fat self, my boxers, my all cotton boxers, the way they fit on me now, because my midsection is so thick, the way they fit on me doesn't allow my legs to be able to spread comfortably in what's effectively a lunge movement. And as I jumped, my forward leg, the right one, decided it didn't want to go high enough, as high as I wanted it to, and that's why I tripped. I gave it a day to see if the pain would go away, and it didn't. So I went to the ER, hospital. Shout out to y'all, ER department. The only gripe I have is that your parking situation could use some work. A little bit better signage. Rope to the right, left side, farmer's carry. But anyway, I eventually got the x-ray. My big toe was not broken. I just sprained it. It was an injury they called flexion. English is terrible. Hyperflexion injury, which I guess is some kind of sprain or strain. Anyway, it's not broken. That ER visit was Saturday, and today is Thursday. I'm doing this workout on a Thursday. And my toe feels okay enough to do this workout. Right side, kettlebell. I keep going over to the right, so I'm just gonna move. I keep veering in this direction, so I'm gonna move the camera. 29 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there and start it again. Wait a minute, 29. Oh, my workout. That's it. Okay, that's the workout. I just looked at my watch, and I've been going 27 minutes. I do want to get one more pull in before I cool down. Man, that happened fast. Good. See what a good chat will do for you? Get you through it. Get you through it. A good chat will get you through it. Yeah. Man. Yeah. I do know how goofy it looks, but doesn't all working out, i.e. recreational fitness, look a little bit silly. In an ideal world, we'd all have jobs and personal lives that allow us to get as much physical activity and movement as our body needs. But that's not what reality is. And me personally, my most expensive skills, my most money-worthy skills are all ones that involve sitting down at a computer. Okay, that's it. We're gonna go into cool down mode and I'm gonna walk around and hope that my iPhone is still recording audio. It is good. And if not, who cares? I mean, worst case, I would just put some audio over it. I would just put some music on it. Is make it a thing. What I'm going to do is work out and talk out the things in my head. So we're going to set up the kettlebells. We're going to set up a little kettlebell. We're going to set up a little rope pull. And, oh man, why did I try to carry these things at the same time? I could have made 2 trips. Who am I trying to prove something to? And also, I could have just went through the door. In my garage instead of trying to deal with the screen door. That box is rope, and me tossing it is sort of an eviction notice for all the critters that have collected themselves inside of it. So here's what I envision. I think that's about 100 foot of rope. And it's about 100 foot of rope. And however much of it is, it's a spool. I'm gonna unspool it and use the whole thing. But before I do all that, let's get our bird baths out of the way. Man, they've been really going to work. Someone has been going to town on it. So basically what I want to do is pull some tires and carry some farmers. Now I'm gonna do a little farmer's carry and do a little bit of a little farmer's carry mixed in with some pulling. And I would make it more of a sled type of thing, except I fell on my toe. Friday and had to go to the ER. My big toe, my right big toe, because it felt like it was broken. It wasn't broken. It was just a hyperflexion injury. That's what they called it. I guess it's some kind of strain or sprain. I don't know. I got an 8-page document about it that explains, and I mean, it's not really that important. What's important is that I maintain a healing, that I don't make it worse. I've got 2, oh, look at that. There's one of my cleaning towels. Man, I've got a 2 tires from my Honda Clarity that they weren't quite bald enough to cause a lot of damage. I mean, to start hearing metal or hearing wire. So I just saved them with the intent that I would use them to do sled pulls and pretty much that. Sled pulls and core workouts, jumping in and out of them, all that stuff, right? I think most of y'all know that I come from a CrossFit background, which is my favorite part of CrossFit is functional strength, right? Pushing, pulling, running, jumping, throwing, you know, superhuman grip strength, things like that. I'm gonna borrow a little bit of chain from my heavy bag. A heavy bag that I bought on, it's really the only chain that I have. I think it is. Wow. From that heavy bag that I bought on Facebook Marketplace and have not used for a single workout yet. Let's get actually it looks like I won't even, yeah, I will need a carabiner. I don't want to have to worry about the microphone cutting out in case the Bluetooth isn't strong enough to reach through that wall, which I'm pretty sure it is. Base housing unit, very thin walls. Carabiners are all in here. Let's see, this will do. Doesn't need to be any, man, I tell you, if I got anything, it's carabiners. I like them. It's my thing. I like them. I like them a lot. I need some big ones though, because I got to feed that 1-inch rope through. I really only need one in. So probably don't really want one of these. Actually, yeah, that could work too. So I'm just going to use my chain off of my heavy bag. It's got the S hooks on it, bolted in there. That should be enough to go around one. And if I do have to use both tires, I don't know, that might not be wide enough to go around the tire. We'll find out. Whatever. The point is, I'm not going to the gym. I don't want to have to drive to my place that I work out. And also, I don't want to buy more equipment. Just want to use what I already got. All right, take it easy. Take it easy. I think that's all I wanted to do. I got my 53-pound kettlebell set out there. And I'm also going to get one of my 35s as a backup. Because I feel like that 55, walking 100 feet with it is just a little bit too ambitious. You good? All right, this video is brought to us by the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro gimbal. For some weird reason, every couple of years I seem to make myself fat. And this is another one of those periods where I hit a new max. The highest, the heaviest I got was 249s, the heaviest I've ever been. Same height, 5'11" and 1/4, But anyway, I just wanted to make a video to set things up. So yeah, I'll stop this here. That's enough for now. What's the gesture to stop the video? I think it's the peace sign. I'm actually going to be using the Joby. I'm going to be recording with my Canon M50, and that's it right there. And then, of course, the microphone that I have on right now is the, I might actually be able to show you. Can I? Let's see. Yeah. Straighten up. This right here. That's the Small Rig S70. So I'm going to use that. 1, 2, 3. No? 1. There it is. You can see that I don't use my gimbal very much. But anyway, there's the rest of the S70 that comes with 2 transmitters. I'm just going to use the one. And then this little guy I'm going to set up on the Small Rig cage. This right here, I got a cage on my on my Canon M50. You can see it there, EOS M50. And its cage has this nice little cold shoe spot right there, right near where the microphone plugs in. That little hole there, directly in the center of this frame. I just got the cable just chilling on the sideline right now, because the transmitter the receiver that's going to plug into the camera has its own battery. So I'm just going to keep it in there until I'm actually ready to set it up. I'm going to have the iPad set up on the patio. So just, I don't know, I'm just going to sit it on my on the chair that I keep on the patio, so I can look up and see how my time's doing. I don't need to do longer than 25 minutes of hard work. My goal is 30 minutes. My goal is 3 times a week, working out 3 times a week. I think it's a small enough goal that's realistic. Today is Thursday and I haven't lifted at all yet, so probably not gonna hit that goal this week. But anyway, setting up, get my 35 pounder. Is it 35 pounds? It's in kilograms because, you know, metric system. Yeah, 16 kilos. I should probably start with the 16, to be honest. So I'm starting from 0. I can't tell you the last time I did a workout with weights, which is why I consider that starting over from 0. And ideally, I don't want to be so sore that I'm demotivated from working out, tomorrow, which I'll probably almost certainly make a cardio workout. iPad, microphone. I just had my bone broth. I'm gonna get my this shaker bottle has creatine in it. I'm just basically just kind of putting everything, setting everything up so I can take it out there, turn the camera on, and just do it and just go. I'm actually going to that's what I need, earbuds. So I got these nice earbuds by Sony, these nice open ear earbuds. They're called the Sony Clips. And man, I had bought them before I bought those Bose. earbuds. They're a scam. They broke on me, no BS, at like the 14-year mark. Wish I was joking. 14-month mark. And you know how electronic manufacturers are these days. You pay $300 for something. I paid $270 for them. And they give you 1 year manufacturer's warranty. Pretty sure I had an option to extend the warranty for $40 extra. But like, bro, I'm already paying $260 for some headphones. That's ridiculous. Anyway, those bastards broke on me, and I'm done buying any Bose earphones, earbuds. I'm done, 100% done. Everyone, even the over-the-ear earbuds, my QC15s, even those fell apart. The case that they came with is in perfect condition, but they fell apart. The band over the top just disintegrated, started falling to pieces in my hair. And of course the cushions that cover your ear, they fell apart too. And then the replacement ones that I found also fell apart. Anyway, Bose for portable, for wearable headphones, I'm just gonna say wearable audio devices, Bose is not your move. They got the price tag, but they don't have the quality to match, and which makes them very disappointing. Oops, I need to rotate that head a little bit. Stop tracking so I can fix the head. Slow it down. All right, come on back. Come on back. Give me that flashing green. That lets me know you're tracking. The Flow 2 Pro, I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna put y'all on. The Insta360 is kind of like the Honda in this mobile smartphone camera device game, because they really do think of the small things that you actually give a damn about, right? So right now, there is a flashing white light on my on the gimbal arm that lets me know the gimbal is recording. There's a flashing green that lets me know there's a flashing green at the base of the I don't know, the turning mechanism, whatever, of the gimbal, that lets me know it's tracking. And of course, I can start and stop recording with the gesture. I can start and stop tracking with the gesture. It's beautiful. And my iPhone is attached magnetically because the gimbal also comes with a magnetic MagSafe. I'm not going to know these terms. Who cares? A magnetic connection thing that can just snap right onto my iPhone, and then and it can only snap in a way that aligns the iPhone perfectly, because it's got notches in it. So the reason I went upstairs is to go get my Sony earbuds, the open ear earbuds, because these are going to be the ones that are going to capture audio in addition to the audio that I'm going to capture with this this microphone, because I am definitely going to be farther than 10 meters away from my Canon camera, which means that the S70 microphone is going to lose its audio and then like reconnect like a lot during this workout. But I'm going to be recording just using voice memos on my iPhone 15 with these earbuds. And actually, I should probably not try to connect them, because they might hijack the audio, the Bluetooth from the iPhone right now. They might hijack it from the S70. But anyway, now I'm just gonna go put on some gym clothes. Oh, it's still going. All right. If it turns out that the audio from this guy sounds terrible, the Small Rig S70 microphone, if it turns out it sounds terrible, next time I do this, I'll use the Dead Cat. That's the name of it, I think. There's got to be a better name than that. There's got to be a less morbid title. But the wind guard, the wind thing. They come with the wind thing. They come with 2 wind things you can put on them. I figure if I did start with that, my beard would eventually, start, you know what I mean? Which is part of the reason too. My beard is part of the reason I don't wear it right in the middle. Figure we can fix it in post. I got a Descript subscription. Link below for my referral link if you want to get started with Descript. I don't even know. I'm probably not even in the affiliate program, but just in case eventually I am, might as well do a little advertising. All right, so I still got setting up to do. I got my clothes on. I got these bright yellow Reebok. Reebok did a really good job with these. I ain't gonna hold you. They did a good job with their CrossFit line of shoes. I got a lot of toe box, and these are a size 10.5. That's why it's so surprising. I can't wear a 10.5. I typically buy 11s in athletic shoes so I can have as much room as possible for my toes. But with 10.5s, I just have to wear thin socks. That's why I got my church socks on here. Quote unquote church socks. Haven't attended church in some time. But if you know, you know what that term means. I'm gonna rock these bad boys. They have very low mileage because I don't actually like them. And judging by them being a size 10.5, I probably bought them at the Reebok outlet, or I bought them during the sale, or I bought them during a like Black Friday, Cyber, or whatever. Reeboks likes to throw those. So I have probably about 3 more. I do have at least 3 more pair that I have never used upstairs, that I've never worn. Anyway, extra batteries for the Canon. I hope the Canon can go a solid 30 minutes. That's all I really need out of it. But we'll see what happens. The Flow is not going outside with me. So what I'm gonna do is let's get this guy. Get the Sonys. I guess I'll just record a little more setup. Why not? My plan is to put all this setup stuff at the end of the video, because who's gonna want to sit through somebody setting up their workout? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put it at the end when I edit it. All right. Nice big chair. Water. I want this to be easy to get to. So I'm gonna put it in the shade. This can go out. You can go out there. I'm actually gonna be doing the workout at the bottom of the hill. It's a little more flat down there. And I do really think that I got 100 feet of rope. So, microphone. These Still tracking through the window. Whew, man, I only paid like 160 for that gimbal. That's crazy. That is crazy. Ah, man, you gotta go Chinese made if you want to get bang for buck. I mean, if you don't want to get fleeced by by overpaying. But yeah, Insta360, Chinese company. They all are. Small Rig is too. Its real name is something like Shenzhen something 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 something. All right. Let everybody vacate the rope. Here. I think I can bring this out. Let's get the Canon. Get the Canon. And get the, I'll go ahead and bring this on out. Probably do a little bit of talking while I'm setting up the chains. I'm gonna use this whole rope. Huh, why did it do that? Oh, I accidentally turned off my gimbal. That's hilarious. I was pressing the button. Cool. Put all of this up there. I want to be able to see the iPad, and before it gets sun on it. Actually, I'm gonna have my watch on because I'm not doing kettlebell swings or anything. Let's put this down and just put this down and chain up the tire. I figure if the tire is too heavy, just make sure there's no critters. No critters that aren't friendly. If I was a critter, I would definitely hang out in the tire. You know what I'm saying? Personally. As someone who's not a critter. You know what I found myself thinking about? How fascinated I am with spiders. Yeah, that's that 240 plus. I do not like looking at it. I do not like looking at it. But anyway, I'm fascinated by spiders because you gotta realize, man, it takes a pretty impressive brain to control 8 appendages. You know, and you could say 10 if you include the mouth. Anyway, there are some critters. And then I realized, wait a minute, I have no problem controlling 10 fingers. In fact, I can control like 20 appendages at one time if I want it. And if you look at it from that light, spiders aren't that impressive anymore. All right, if this tire is too light, and I'll just attach the second tire and pull both of them. That's the plan. I have not used this rope yet. Wait, how much is it? 75 feet. That ain't too bad. That'll do. So I got a 75-foot sled pull, 25-minute AMRAP. It's like this. I'm still fluent in CrossFit. All right, so it looks like, oh yeah, that's getting in the camera. You know what? I just realized I should be recording vertical. I mean, horizontal. Anyway, like I said, I should be recording vertically. I mean, horizontally, because when I record the workout, I'm using the M50, my Canon M50, and that's going to be a vertical video. I'm not doing anything fancy here. I should be able to. I just wanted to show you Stop tracking so I can make you go down. See what I'm doing here. Nothing fancy. I got the chain. I got the carabiner joining the two chains. Actually, they're joined by the S hooks. And I feel like I should probably go through. I should probably go through the chains with it. Because the rope is so thick, I'm just going to tie an overhand knot in it. Or maybe I'll tie two overhand knots in it, one before it and one after it. So it make sure it doesn't get away from me. I don't want these to be loose. So how much can we do? Yeah, I can do that. All right, cool, that works. I can do one of the S hooks right through the chain. Put my carabiner just put my carabiner in the S hook in the area that it won't slide out of. Cool. Run this through. I said I wanted to do an overhand knot before. It's gonna chew up a little bit of my 75 feet of rope. I ain't worried about it. I think 50 feet would have been enough for the workout anyway. Because I need my toe to heal, I'm not gonna make it a sled pull. I'm just gonna stand in place and pull the weight towards me, engage the core. Man, that is not for shibari. All right. Boom, boom, one knot before it, one after it. The logic behind tying one before it and after it, I haven't fully fleshed out in my thoughts, but it feels better than just putting one before it. So that's why I'm going with it. Golly. Ugh. Get it in there. Yeah. Already getting a little grip test. I want that knot to not budge because I don't want it to interrupt my workout. All right. I think I can do something like roll it right on down the hill. And to get it out of the spool the easy way. That's what I'm gonna try. Let's see what happens. I'm not married to keeping the spool. So if it's cardboard edges tear up, that's okay. Yeah. Why would you make the spool out of cardboard? Well, we know why. Because everything is made as cheaply as possible. And some people will swear, you gotta buy American made. Buy American made. I'm gonna say, maybe not buy American for certain things. Because we kind of be on some BS sometimes. All right. I think that's enough recording the setup. You guys kind of see what's about to happen. Let me get my water. Let me get my tire. Let me get the iPad set up so I can see a timer without having to look at my watch. I'm thinking I'll do, what happened to my timer? I'm thinking I'll do 25 minutes of work, 25 minutes, heart rate above 130, specifically. That's the goal. I want to put my extra battery near where I'm going to have the camera set up. I'm going to put the camera under the under that big tree right there. Fun fact about that tree, I told my kids if they cut that tree, we're moving. That big tree right there that you're about to see me walk to. And I'm dead serious. They've been cutting trees. There used to be 2 down the hill at the bottom of the hill. There were short ones somewhere between 20, 30 feet, but there was no reason to cut them. The power lines are on the other side of that trail. There was no reason to cut those trees. And they cut the rest of the trees in this block too. Weren't even impeding anything. Just cutting trees just to cut them. WTF, you know what I'm saying? Guess we can call this the warm up. Also, I think I feel like I chose a workout that doesn't require much warming up or setting up. All right, that's enough of that. I got a feeling that tire is not going to be heavy enough, but like I said, I got a second one. I can add on for some extra weight. All right, that's enough for setup. The rest of what I'll be recording is actual workout. Again, the goal is 25 minutes of hard work. And I'll probably get a good 5-minute cool down in there. And that'll be 30 minutes of exercise. The workout is, I'll say that I use up 5 feet of the rope with the knots. I'll probably use like 3 feet. Anyway, we'll say 72 foot sled pull, 72-foot farmer's carry. Those 2 things. I may or may not mix in some Turkish get-ups in there. That's why I wore the long sleeves, just in case I want to do some Turkish get-ups and not feel like, that itchy grass feeling. But that's the workout.